those pieces together, and I'll make this really quick. When I was young and I saw this figure, I figured the figure looked like a June Cleaver type plain 50s housewife, okay? I was 10, mind you, and you see it, you know, when you're a kid, a teenager looks like an adult, right? So when I spoke to the neighbors, I found out, and I didn't know this, that neighborhood was very heavily Orthodox Jewish. There was no non-Orthodox Jewish living in that area in the late 50s through the early 70s. There was none. Okay, it was just that. And the neighbor next door was the first non-Jew to buy a property in that house. And he said that he had remembered prior to the other people moving in that it was only Orthodox Jewish families. He wouldn't remember them that well, but he just remembers the turnover. When I think back to what that woman looked like, she looked like a modestly dressed Orthodox young woman. So I think that somebody maybe in their early 20s died in the house and is still just there.
Wow. I mean, that's...
I don't think it was an older woman. I think
okay.
It was like a 20 sort of thing.
Okay.
It's trippy, man. I would love to find out more about the history of who lived there and what their whole stories are, but I wouldn't even know where to start because the city archives have nothing.
You know, I think a lot of people, I think the majority, if not every person, has experienced something that they can't fully explain. I think some people, because they refuse to acknowledge the unknown, are unwilling to, say that they've seen anything or that they believe in anything. But, from my own experiences, and obviously with yours, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that we both agree that there's things that exist on this plane that we just simply can't fully explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that really ties into what you do, because you do things, you entertain people in a way where it simply cannot easily be explained, defined a way, found the loophole as to how or why. Thus, we bring this full circle, and I come back to the same thing that I said on the onset of our conversation today, Mysterion. You, sir, are an amazing worker, and I definitely appreciate everything that you do.
That is a compliment. Thank you.
You're welcome. And for anyone listening who wants to learn more about Mysterion the Mindreader, how can they find you on social media?
It's so easy. You just type Mysterion into any search engine, ignore the FBI Most Wanted list, and move onwards. No, I'm just kidding. If you go on Facebook, Mysterion Mindreader, just as it is, not the Mindreader, just Mysterion Mindreader, you'll find the page. There's the Sentimentalists as well. There's that page, which has a lot more current content with me and Steffi. I mean, in my opinion, much better product. The solo stuff is great, but it's different. They're both different. So if you want to check them both out, but it's the Sentimentalists or Mysterion Mindreader on Facebook or on Instagram. Sentimentalists or Dr. Dr. Mysterion, and that's my Instagram handle. So easy to find. It's all over YouTube. There's a website, but the website's more for booking. There's nothing really exciting on it. But yeah, you can check it out there. And if you go on the Mysterion Mindreader site, page, the link to the show next Saturday is on there, so you can find it easily.
Okay, awesome. And when we finally get past our current situation and we're able to travel again, I know that you're more than likely planning to tour the United States again. When you do, I would love to stay in contact with you, because I would absolutely love to see you perform live, my friend.
I'll let you know, and I'll let all the listeners know. I know the last shows we did in the States were March, I think. We're in Nashville. We did a week residency at the House of Cards. What a wonderful, wonderful space. And then we came home and all this shit hit. But we were scheduled to go to Kansas and New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and then come back up to Toronto, and then come back to do the West Coast. And then we were going to Australia.
Oh,
we were supposed to be in Australia. Yeah, we were supposed to be in Australia on late April. And then we had the big national fair in Canada, the CNE. It's the big one. And they had us for 3 shows a day, and they called me the other day and said, yeah, we're not doing it. We're going to have you next year. And I said, okay. I said, as long as you bring me in next year, I'm not going to cry over it now. There's nothing we can do on it. But you better bring us in next year, because we were really looking forward to that. But
awesome.
I know that once things clear up, we're going to be back out, and we've been working on some crazy fun new material while we've been in quarantine. Steffi's way up north. She's like in another dimension far north of the city. She's up in past Lake Simcoe in mid-range Ontario right now. She went to stay with her family during this because she'll have company in a big outdoors and this sort of thing. But we're talking on the phone and coming up with new content and an exciting new show that we're going to be bringing once all this is done.
Absolutely. And Mysterion, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Radio Dark. And for everyone listening, please remember Mysterion Live, Eventbrite for ticket info for Saturday, May 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And for everyone, once again, thank you so much for supporting Radio Dark. To learn more about future programming and to learn more about the most dominant faction in professional wrestling today, Darkness Worldwide, make sure to follow us on social media. On Facebook at Darkness Worldwide, on Instagram at Darkness Worldwide Brand, on Twitter at Darkness World W1, and stay tuned until the very end of this broadcast for info on Radio Dark merchandise. And until our next witching hour, realize that the key to unlock the most powerful version of oneself lies within the shadows of existence. Reject the fallacy of the light and accept the undeniable truth of the darkness. Radio Dark is a presentation of Darkness Worldwide. Official merchandise available at teespring.com/stores/darkness-worldwide. Trust in the darkness.